of TV23's Internet, provided by SWKO Wireless Internet. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. Good Monday. It is February 15th, President's Day, 2016. Welcome to High Plains Today on TV23. On today's show, I'll be joined by Mr. Corey Spikes. He is with Conestoga Energy. We're going to be talking about ethanol prices, crude oil prices, how they're all tied together, and all kinds of stuff that is way above my pay grade. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some stuff that's happening out there. The Finney County Sheriff's Office has made 2 arrests in connection with several auto burglaries that occurred in the Southwind subdivision in January. 20-year-old Alicia Silva was arrested Tuesday afternoon on allegations of auto burglary and theft. Her bond is set at $10,000. And 19-year-old Samuel Taylor was arrested on Friday on allegations of auto burglary, misdemeanor theft, felony theft, contributing to a child's misconduct, and criminal use of a financial card. He is being held in the Finney County Jail without bond. Well, amidst rumors circulating around the firehouse that the Liberal Fire Department was going to be absorbed by the Seward County Fire Department, Chief Kelly Kirk has instituted a policy change for the city-run department. It was common for firefighters from both departments to volunteer with each other or other departments. It is commonly referred to as two-hat status. That policy is no longer acceptable for employees of the Liberal Fire Department. As of January 1st, the Liberal Fire Department will no longer allow its firefighters to adhere to two-hat status as a condition of employment. Well, did you feel it? Southwest Kansas was shaken by an earthquake shortly after 11 a.m. Saturday. The quake, which occurred at 11:08 a.m., registered 5.1 magnitude and was located about 17 miles northwest of Fairview, Oklahoma. That's about 125 miles from the studio. Now, Fairview Police and the Major County Sheriff's Office say there are no reports of injury or significant damage there as a result of the quake that struck Friday, about 17 miles north of Fairview. Now, a second earthquake measured a magnitude of 3.9, and it struck in the same area at about 11:17 a.m. The U.S. Geological Survey reports the earthquake in northwest Oklahoma was felt across Kansas, Missouri, New Mexico, Nebraska, Texas, Arkansas, and Iowa. And the Southwest Sexual Assault Services team has received a donation from Southern Pioneer Electric Company's HUGS team in the amount of $10,000, which will be used to fund equipment and training used to provide a timely, sensitive response to victims of sexual assault in Southwest Kansas. Southwest Medical Center's Southwest Sexual Assault Services team has partnered with the Liberal Area Rape Crisis and Domestic Violence Center, Liberal Police Department, Seward County Sheriff's Department, and local judicial system to create a comprehensive program to care for victims of sexual assault. Now, this team, known as Sexual Assault Response Team, or SART, works together to serve victims of sexual assault in the region. The program is expected to begin providing services in March. Southern Pioneer Electric Company's HUGS, which stands for Help Us Give to Society team, assists community groups or projects using funds collected from recycled materials, pieces of steel, aluminum, or copper that have been taken out of service due to repair or rebuild, are recycled and turned into dollars to support local programs. Well, this one's kind of weird. A small herd of deer were electrocuted when they came into contact with a power line in Smith County. Kansas Department of Wildlife, Parks, and Tourism said on its Facebook page the deer kill took place near Gaylord in north central Kansas. 6 deer can be seen lying in a wheat field along with the power line that fell, killing them. Now, KDWPT said game wardens who investigated the kill reported the deer apparently were feeding when the power line fell into the field. The agency said the active line was released as soon as possible from the pole, but the deer had already been killed. That was a weird deal. And the Kansas Supreme Court Thursday gave lawmakers a summer deadline under the threat of closing schools to fix inequities in Kansas school finance system following controversial cuts to school budgets last spring. The ruling could mean lawmakers need to find upwards of $100 million for schools amid a state revenue spiral and struggles to maintain a balanced budget. And it left potential for a second ruling further down the road that could cost hundreds of millions of dollars more. Pretty sure we haven't heard the last of that yet. And that's a look at what's happening out there. A little bit of what's happening. Be back with the weather after this. Going to be warm and sunny and dry.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV23 with host Chris Jewell. TV23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless. Life's a little different here in Southwest Kansas. We do things our own way with a can-do spirit and strong family values, which means we treat people right, and we want the best value for our dollar. The same is true about United Wireless. We aren't like the national brands. We treat our customers like family. We provide excellent service and simple, easy-to-understand plans that will save you money. We are United Wireless, and we are Southwest Kansas proud.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters. Always here for you. Wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
Looking off to the northeast on the TV23 target. Hey, I see they're over at the school working on the windmill today. Lots of sunshine out there. A lot of high clouds, but some sunshine. So not going to be a bad day. We got a lot of warm weather coming this way. Let's take a look at the readings here at the station. Right now, 54 degrees, relative humidity only 39%. Winds are very nice out of the southwest at 5. Barometric pressure is falling. Now, as we look at all the temperatures around the area, everybody in the 50s. See down on the south edge of the viewing area, 57 in Perryton, Medicine Lodge, and Guyman. Everybody else in the mid-50s. Not going to be too bad. Current dew points way low in the 20s, maybe in the 30s down in Perryton and Medicine Lodge, Lamar at 34. Otherwise, the humidity, not bad. Look at those winds. Everybody out of the west, northwest, or the south, southwest. Now, you get out here, there's a cold front that's going to sneak through here tonight. If you blink, you're going to miss it because it's coming through really, really fast. It's going to kind of cool us down a little bit for tomorrow, but other than that, not too bad. Highs and lows recorded at the Garden City Regional Airport. We did get up to 54 yesterday, 82 back in 1954. 23 was the overnight low. Whoa, minus 10 back in 2007. Well, there you see it. Today, 64 degrees. Winds are going to be out of the west at 17. Very, very tolerable. Tonight, partly cloudy. Look at that low, 39 degrees. Winds out of the west at 10. Tomorrow, see? Cold front coming through, going to cool off 5 degrees. 62 for the high, sunny. North-northwest winds at 10, switching around late in the afternoon to the south-southwest. And then tomorrow night, going to cool off just a little bit. 32 degrees, mostly clear. Winds are going to remain out of the south, switching around about a half away to the west-northwest. And now, here we go. We're going to look at the 7-day. This looks a lot more like April or May than it does February because you can see our highs as we go into the end of the week. Look at that, 83 on Thursday. Highs are going to, and the wind's going to blow on Thursday, so that's going to take away from a little bit, but I don't think anybody will mind. The cold spot for the week in the 7-day, 58 on Sunday. Otherwise, all the lows in the 30s and 40s. Can't beat that. Stick around. Be back with the markets and Corey after this.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the-right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Hi, I'm Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs at noon weekdays right here on TV23. Hey, do you think you have an idea for something that would make a great segment? Somebody that would make a great interview? What about a community event that needs highlighting? Let us know here at the station. Email us news@kdgltv.com.
This is the place.
Turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
And we're back. I'm now joined by Corey Spikes. He is the agency manager for Conestoga Insurance Partners. I know, got a guy here with insurance, but he's from Conestoga. We're going to be talking about crude oil and ethanol and their ties and all that kind of stuff, right?
Absolutely.
How are you today, Corey?
Good, how are you?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
All here in your Conestoga green jacket and everything. I would like one of those. I'm kidding.
Come on down.
Oh, I have to go get it?
Yes,
you wouldn't
absolutely.
just bring it to me?
I'll bring it to you.
Come on. Okay. All right. So now with crude oil prices being so in the dumper, for lack of a better word, and ethanol prices are tied pretty close to how crude oil fluctuates, aren't they?
That's correct. They use ethanol as a oxygenator for gasoline, and they also use it to raise the octane of the gasoline. And so, as the gasoline goes, so does ethanol.
So has ethanol, though, taken as big a hit as crude has over the last several months? I mean, because crude oil's really been just watching it go like this.
I believe so. I think we're kind of in a special situation where our margins aren't as bad or as upside down as some of the other ethanol companies in the area. But yeah, it's not good for anybody.
I mean, and with the price of crude oil and those types of things, I mean, it's hit this part of the world, the oil patch and stuff, pretty hard because you got a lot of these service companies that don't have work for guys.
Correct.
Now, is that affecting the ethanol in any standpoint, or are you guys still full steam ahead?
Especially as far as employment is concerned, it hasn't affected us, and we're full steam ahead. We've got some great things that happen to us here in this area. We're an extremely green ethanol company, and that gives us...
Okay, wait, now, explain an extremely... I know you have the green on, but explain an extremely green ethanol company.
Well, due to our using natural gas, and then we have the ability to have the wet distiller's grain versus the dry distiller's grain as a byproduct. That wet distiller's grain, if we don't dry that down, then that saves on our costs and saves on our footprint. So therefore, if we ship that as a wet distiller's grain, our carbon score goes in the correct direction.
Okay.
And so then we also, due to Milo in the area and not taking as much of that carbon footprint, not as much water, that Milo really helps us on our carbon score as well.
Really? How so? Okay, so if I'm making ethanol out of corn or Milo, I mean, which one? I mean, are they the same? Or is Milo use less water, or?
Milo uses tremendously less water. It's basically a dryland crop.
Yeah.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is a dryland crop. And corn, as we all know, is not a dryland crop.
Oh, yeah, you got to put the water to it.
Right. And so because there's no water going into there's not as much water going into the Milo, then we save there on that carbon footprint because we're not using the water.
Now, is there a difference? Okay, so if I'm making ethanol out of Milo versus corn, or I'm making it together, I mean, is there a difference in how you have to make it? Or distill it, or brew, whatever you want to call it?
It's basically the same process, from what I've been told. I'm not the expert on that process.
So what goes in the train cars is the same?
Correct. It's exactly the same. It's still ethanol.
That's what counts.
Absolutely.
Is what goes in the train car.
Yes.
Okay. So now and Conestoga, now, because you guys have what, 3 plants?
3 plants.
You have the Arcalan plant, which is east of Liberal.
Correct.
And then you have, I don't know what the one in Garden City is.
Bonanza.
Bonanza. It's right there on the bypass when you're coming in by the tracks. And then you have one that you purchased not too long ago.
Diamond ethanol in Levelland, Texas.
Okay. All right. Where's Levelland?
It's about
down by Lubbock somewhere?
25 miles west of Lubbock.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. Levelland, Lubbock, Texas. Flat Rock, yeah, it's really,
where you
really
see your dog run away for 2 days.
Oh man, that baby it's flat in Lubbock, is it not?
It is. It is.
It is. Oh man. Okay, so but one thing now that you guys have going for you to help offset the low crude prices is, though, you guys ship a lot of ethanol to California and overseas.
Yes, we export a lot of ethanol, but most of it goes to California. And that's where that carbon score ties in.
Okay.
We get a little bit of a California pays us because we have a better carbon score and that on the carbon index. And so we're able to get a little bit of a premium out of our ethanol to help those thin margins not be quite so thin.
Okay. So what I mean, as a producer of ethanol, now what are you guys looking at down the future as far as what crude's going to do and how much more that's going to affect ethanol? When do you guys start going, ooh?
That's a good question. You know, we're in it with them. And so at some point, we just have to grin and bear it just like the oil companies do. And in the future, I don't have the crystal ball gaze that can get me to tell you what's in the future.
If you did, we could get rich quick.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd share with you as well.
Thanks, Corey. I appreciate that. Okay, so, but on a daily deal, I mean, you guys have not cut back production.
Correct.
And so you just keep plowing forward with the ethanol. Now, when you guys ship this off to California, and you know, they're mixing it with regular gasoline out there, regular unleaded gasoline.
Correct.
So how much ethanol do they mix with the gas?
Well, that's that E85 or the E80 or E90. You know, it's the 10 to 15%. And that's typically done, I believe, by the legislation gone in Congress and, you know, trying to make.
Oh Lord, we got politicians are involved in this.
I believe so.
Oh, we're in trouble.
Yes,
we're in trouble. Okay, so but you also not only you have a lot going to California, but you still have some going overseas too.
Correct. Yeah, and that's one of the neat parts about Conestoga. You know, we're in Liberal, Kansas, but we ship some of that ethanol clear out to China, the Europeans, Brazil, and places like that. And so we've got a pretty cool footprint in the world from Liberal, Kansas.
So you're going to Asia, you're going to the European Union, you're going to South America.
Correct.
Now, when that goes, I mean, price-wise on that, now does y'all's price, I'm sure, fluctuates as well with the crude oil price and the gasoline price.
Correct.
At the pump.
Right.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to get all this square because I know about this much about ethanol.
And they sent the insurance guy to tell you more about it.
I know, but you're doing fine. Okay, so once you get the product to the plant, whether it be the corn or the milo, how long does it take to distill?
I went through the plant the other day, and I had to listen to Matt Durler tell me about this. And it was really loud. And I believe it's a 4 or 5 day process from,
okay.
And it may be longer, maybe 11.
Yeah.
That kind of seems to ring
still
a bell.
not very long.
But no, typically not long.
Okay. All right. So you guys are going to keep your eye on crude oil prices along with the ethanol prices. Now, so quickly, we got like 30 seconds left.
Okay.
When you look at grain prices, now, how have they been fluctuating along with the crude oil price?
I think they typically follow fairly easily. I mean, when you look at the charts, everything kind of seems to be...
Everything is on a downward trend?
Correct.
Okay.
So hopefully everything turns around and we get a little bit higher oil, higher commodity prices, higher ethanol prices, because that's what makes this world go around here in this area.
Well, yeah, and it also will put people in the oil patch back to work.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the one thing people talk about. Oh, I love these $1.24 a gallon gas prices, but you got 50 guys over here who don't have anything to do.
Right.
So it really doesn't help. And they wonder, it's kind of funny. They wonder why people aren't spending because gas prices are so low. It's because a lot of them aren't working.
Yeah. Not as much money coming in.
Okay. Corey, thanks for coming in today.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, this was fun. I learned a lot. I learned something about ethanol. And next time I see Mr. Durler, well, when you see him for me, just give him a little slap for it and tell him that's from me.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Corey.
Yep.
And stick around. I'll be back with some more after this.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. People around here. That's how it is. It's so clear. Letting it show. I've been
They've given you encouragement, given you perspective, given you love when you needed it most. It's unthinkable that their generosity could be taken advantage of. Thanks to a new law in Kansas, financial abuse of an elder person is now a serious crime. If you or someone you know is being financially abused, you have the power to act. Together, we can protect the ones who have protected us for so long. Call 1-800-922-5330 for help.
Hi, Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs weekdays at noon right here on TV23. We talk about news, we talk about sports, we talk about weather, we're even going to talk entertainment. We'll have live guests right here on set with me. So, every day at noon, tune in, High Plains Today. We'll see you then.
Weekdays here on TV23.
And welcome back. Hey, Kansas Jayhawks have the longest winning streak in the Big 12 at 5 games. 5 games. After their 76-72 win at number 3, Oklahoma on Saturday. Oklahoma State ended a 3-game losing skid with a 58-55 win in overtime against K-State on Saturday. And with Wichita State's home loss to Northern Iowa on Saturday, Kansas now holds the nation's longest home court winning streak at 39 games. The streak includes 37 straight wins inside Allen Fieldhouse and 2 at the Sprint Center. I'm going to say 37, ain't counting them ones at the Sprint. Doesn't work that way. Well, Clint Carlson scored 12 points. Wyatt Lohas had 11, and Northern Iowa did hold on to beat number 25 Wichita State 53-50 on Saturday, ending the Shockers' nation-leading. They had a 43-game home winning streak. The Panthers, who are 16-11 overall and 8-6 in the Missouri Valley, they blew a 15-point second-half lead before pulling back ahead on consecutive baskets by Lohas and ended up beating the Shockers in the Roundhouse. And let's take one last look at our weather before we get out of here today. It's warming up. Temperature 55 degrees, relative humidity 37%. Winds picked up just a little bit, west-southwest at 11. Barometric pressure is falling. Look at those temperatures for the next 7 days. Going to cool off a little bit at 62 tomorrow. Then we start to climb. 70 on Wednesday, 83 on Thursday. Going to cool back off towards Sunday, though, at 58 degrees. Other than that, it's going to be a pretty nice week. Go out and make it a good Monday, everybody. See you back here tomorrow.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat